Okay. Let everybody join and then we will begin our class. They are still joining. There were 54 students in science test. Where are they? Left somewhere, huh? Be quick. Okay, till the time they are joining, I will ask Shivangi to continue the prayer service. Okay. Yes, dear Shivangi, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Kindly keep yourself straight, crisscross your legs, hands on your lap, and take any posture that makes you feel comfortable. And get ready for the prayer. Yes, Shivangi, kindly start.
Prayer. May the Lord support us for all the day long, till the shades lengthen and the evening comes, and the busy world is hushed, and fever of life is over, and the work is done. Then in His mercy may He give us a safe loading and holy rest, and peace at the last. Amen.
Thank you. Nice prayer, my dear child. God bless you always. Now, Gursheen, kindly speak the thought for the day.
I think being in love with life is a key to internal youth. I repeat my thought again. I think being in love with life is a key to entertain youth. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, now let us begin with the last portion of our indirect and direct speech. With this, we will complete our lesson. And today, most probably, I'm going to send you first direct indirect because there are so many this exercise of it and you will complete it. Okay, today I'm going to send it to you. Okay, now we have to move on to the command and request and exclamation mark. Okay, let's before proceeding, I would like to just read some of the important rules for it. Imperative sentences express command or request. Okay, you know that. We make the following main changes while reporting imperative sentences. जब हम imperative sentences को whenever we try to convert it into indirect speech, the imperative sentences that are in text speech, that we try to convert it into indirect speech, we have to focus on certain things like order, request, or advice. Wherever you find order, request, and advice according to the sense expressed in the reported speech. तो जो order, request, and advice है, okay, will be replaced like the reported verb said is changed into request, order, okay, forbid, suggested. इन सब में change हो सकता है ये reported verb, okay. Reported verb change होगा ordered, request या advice या suggest या forbidden में. Okay, we put preposition to before the basic form, first form of verb in the affirmative sentences. We have to put to add होता है जहाँ पे imperative direct sentences होंगे. Wherever you find imperative sentences used in a direct form, and when you have to convert it into indirect form, then you have to change. You have to change what you have to change. You have to change the said to request, order, depending upon the demand of the sentence, advice, okay, forbidden, and suggested. Okay, we put not to before the basic form of verb in the negative sentences. In the first preposition, we put to. We put to before the basic form, first form of verb in the affirmative sentences, and we put not to before the basic form, that means first form of verb in negative sentences. ठीक है, तो negative sentences में हम not to use करते हैं, positive में to use करते हैं जब हम direct speech को indirect speech में convert करते हैं. No, let us discuss it with the help of an example so that you will be able to understand more easily. The manager said to the Secretary, type this letter. So manager is the head of the department. We can say the manager ordered the secretary to, because it is changed, to type that letter. This letter will change into that letter. Yesterday we have discussed how we can change the words that are used in nearby nearby words that are used in indirect speech. When we change it to indirect speech, it become distant word. That means this will change into that day. Okay. The mother said to her daughter, please help me. Please है तो request है. The mother requested. See here, you can see no said is used. No said is used because we have learned the first rule. Instead of said, we have to instead of said we have to use what we have to use order, request, advise, forbid, suggested. Okay, you can use that requested. तो वैसे ही यूज हो रहा है. Please help me is a sort of request. So what will be the indirect speech? The mother requested her daughter to help her. Okay, you know, the other rules will remain the same. There will be no change in that. Okay, the doctor said to the patient, do not take butter in the diet. So doctor तो order करेगा नहीं, doctor advise करेगा. The doctor advised the patient not to take. Okay, we have seen that with first form of verb we have to use not to. अगर negative form में है sentence direct speech का तो not to take butter in his diet. Okay, this is about your command and request where you have to focus only on 2-3 main things. Number first, said is changed into order, request, advice, or forbidden or suggested. Okay, and another thing, we have to use to, preposition to before first form of verb. Okay, if the sentence is it in simple form, that means assertive form में, affirmative form में अगर sentences है. Number second is if we have to use not to अगर direct speech का sentence which form में है, negative form में है, we have to use not to. These are the 3 main things that you have to remember while changing command and request, okay, imperative sentences into indirect speech. Okay, now exclamation. Why reported exclamation? You know the mark of exclamation. You have read it in punctuation. You know that exclamation mark हमेशा हमारी feelings को express करने में help करता है. Whether it is joy, whether it is surprise, whether it is sorrow. Okay, so whether it is whether it is joy, you just have we ex we express our feeling through by putting exclamation mark before the sentence, before the word. Writing why reporting exclamation, we generally keep in mind the following rules. Reporting verb is changed into exclamation, rejected, applauded, extra, and according to the emotion expressed in the direct speech. It depends upon the emotion. Direct speech का emotion क्या है, उसी के accordingly हम वो words use करते हैं with exclamation mark. Exclamation sentences is changed into assertive sentences. जहाँ पे exclamation लगा होगा direct speech में, वो हम change करते हैं assertive sentences में. ठीक है, simple form में break करके उसको change करते हैं. Other rules remain the same as described earlier. बाकी जो rules हैं वो same रहते हैं, कोई change नहीं आती है. Clear? Like, for example, the tourist said, what a beautiful monument the Taj Mahal is. This is a, you can say, surprise, you can say joy. The tourist exclaimed, you have to use exclaimed here, okay? Exclaimed that the Taj Mahal was a beautiful monument. Here is no mark of exclamation. There is no, you can't find even the inverted commas when we have to change the emotions that are expressed by the direct speaker in his direct words. When we convert it into indirect speech, you have to change the exclamation sentences or exclamatory word into simple assertive sentences. ठीक है? Ramesh said, देखो, how intelligent she is. Ramesh exclaimed that she was very intelligent. Is past tense में change होगा, बाकी rules same है. Ramesh exclaimed that she was very intelligent. He said, alas, she has passed away. He exclaimed with sorrow. Okay, that she has passed away. Okay, Mohan said, how foolish I am. Mohan regretted. Regretted means अपने आप को कोसना, that he was very foolish. The manager said, bravo, you have done well. The manager applauded them, saying that they have done well. Applauded means शाबाशी देना. ठीक है, तो जहां पे mark of explanation आपको words में नजर आएगी, then you have to change it into assertive sentences. This is how exclamatory marks are changed in from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay, now I'm going to show you the videos, so through that it will be more clear to you. Okay, have a look on it, so that it will be more clear to you, and it will help you to have a clear description of it. Now see, just wait my dear children. I am going to unmute one of the student, so that, okay Didi, just let me know whether that is audible or not.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, here we go.
Ma'am, you are not audible properly.
I'm not audible.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is coming low. I think you have done enable original sound, so that's why.
That is a reason. Just wait and just let me know whether you are able to hear the sound or not.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi everyone. So we already looked at quite a lot of it about reported speech and about changing direct speech to reported
It's audible.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible clearly.
the rules, we looked at tenses. Now we'll be looking at one more part about reported speech. What happens when you have the direct speech as a question or as a command, a request, or even as an exclamation or a wish? Then what do you do in order to change direct speech to reported speech? So we'll learn about that now. Let's take an example of a statement in direct speech, which is a question. Let's say, Raj said, where are you going? Or let's just say, where are you? Right? So this is a question. Now, when you have direct speech that begins with an interrogative word, an interrogative word includes question words like where, what, who, how,
We have
whose,
already
whom,
discussed about
etc.
it.
So when the direct speech begins with an interrogative word like where or what, etc., then you have to use certain words to begin the direct speech when you change it to the reported speech. And those words could include asked, inquired, etc. So let's take an example of how we could state this in reported speech. We'd rather write Raj said, or sorry, not Raj said, then it'll become Raj asked, maybe say me, where I was going. Right? So here, can you see what I've done? I've removed said, which was the reporting verb, and I've changed it to asked, because here I am asking, or Raj is asking a question. Therefore, I have to use a verb like asked,
Yesterday we
or I
have
can use a
discussed
verb
this.
like inquired, where I was going. Inquired is more formal than asked, so depending on the type of sentence you have, you can use either asked or inquired. Now, what if you have a question that does not begin with an interrogative word? Let's take an example.
I have told
When
you.
we say
Then you
Meera,
have to write if or whether. If the question, if the reported, if we can say, if the reported speech in a direct form is not starting with a question like why, where, when, how, then the first verb, the used in that sentence, is changed by if or whether. Now see.
said, do you like, let's say, sweets? So here we are not starting with a WH question word, right? We're not starting with where, who, what, how, etc. We're starting with do. So in cases like this, where the question in the direct speech does not begin with an interrogative word, when we change this into the reported speech, we will put if or whether after the verb. So imagine you can say, Meera asked if I liked sweets. So you can see clearly that I have used the word if because I am not using an interrogative word for my question. And asked will come because, like in the first example, asked and inquired tell me that I'm dealing with a question here.
Question here.
So now we will move on to what we do when we have the sentence or the direct speech as a command or a request. Let's take an example of a sentence in as a command or a request. So let's say we have Varun said to Ajay, go away, right? So here we know that this is a sentence in the direct speech. We have the direct speech here, and it is saying that we have a command here. So Varun is commanding Ajay to go away, right? So imagine that we want to change this into reported speech. How would we do that? You pick a verb that gives you an idea of a command or a request. So that would include words like ordered, commanded, requested. So all of these words give you a hint that you're ordering someone or commanding or requesting someone to do something. Also, you have to think about the mood of the verb. So imagine you want to say, here the verb is go, right? So go is in the imperative mood here because it's telling you about a command. So we need to change that form or mood of the verb to the infinitive form. The infinitive form of the verb will begin with a to before it. So here, if we want to change this using the rules we've just looked at, the verb has to be a word like this, ordered, commanded, or requested, which is going to tell me that it's an order or a request. And I have to change the imperative mood of the verb to an infinitive form. So this will become Varun.
That means you have to use to. यहाँ पे यही बात करिए जो आपका सेकंड रूल है कमांड एंड रिक्वेस्ट में, यहाँ पे यही बात करिए कि यू हैव टू यूज प्रीपोजिशन टू. ओके, जो ये इन्फिनेटिव की एक बात कर रहे हैं, वो यही मीनिंग है कि यू हैव टू यूज द वर्ड टू in addition to the mood of what is the mood of the sentence, and you have to use either ordered, commanded, or requested. But here what we see that this is a sort of command only, and we can say commanded or ordered.
What did he do? He commanded Ajay to go away, right? So I've used the word commanded here. It is not a request, it's more like an order. So either I could say Varun ordered,
You can say Varun commanded.
or I could say
Both are right.
Varun commanded Ajay
To go away.
to go away. Now, why did I add a to here? Because I told you that you have to change the imperative mood to the infinitive mood. So that was regarding commands and requests. Now, the last part is exclamations and wishes. Imagine you want to change direct speech, which is an exclamation or a wish, to reported speech. So let's take an example. Imagine I say, she said, what a great idea. So we know this is an exclamation, right? What a great idea. If I want to change this to reported speech, then I have to use a verb that shows me or expresses exclamation or wish. So that would be exclaimed or wished, etc. So we take a look at how we change that here. She exclaimed that it was a great idea. So I could say this, she exclaimed that it was a great idea. So you can clearly see that we've changed the verb, and using the word exclaimed, I know that it was a show of surprise or show of emotion, which exclamatory sentences mean. So what a great idea is in the exclamatory form, and this word or this verb is showing me that. So this was regarding reported speech and how you can transform sentences from direct speech to reported speech. Make sure that you go through all of the rules and make sure that you practice them one by one, just so that you get a hang of all the different things that you have to take care of. Remember, it's not difficult, but as long as you practice, you're going to get there. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, with this, I think that most of the things are clear to you. And see, if there is only one word, you have just focus on the example third of your book, exclamation. He said, Alas, he had passed away. We add with it, he exclaimed with sorrow. Okay, for that, I'm going to show you the another video.
Hello friends, welcome to Free Grammar Lessons. This is part 5 in the series of direct indirect speech. In this video, we are going to learn how to convert an exclamatory sentence from direct to indirect speech.
Now see.
We have already learned the conversion in case of assertive, interrogative and imperative sentences in our previous video. Here, we will first learn what is an exclamatory sentence. Then we will learn steps on how we can convert an exclamatory sentence from direct to indirect. Finally, we will look into various examples and I will provide you an exercise to practice. So without a further go, let's get started. First, let's understand what is an exclamatory sentence.
Now see.
An exclamatory sentence expresses strong emotions or feelings. They end with exclamation mark. There can be two forms of exclamatory sentence. Number one, only a word is in exclamatory form. This word is called as an interjection. And number two, the entire sentence is in exclamatory form. Let's look into examples.
Now see, only a word is in exclamatory form or an entire sentence is in exclamatory form. This I was talking about. Now have a look.
Wherein only an exclamatory word is used. Hooray! We won the match. Alas, he died yesterday. Now let's look into examples wherein the whole sentence is in exclamatory form. What a place it is. How stupid you are. Notice the feelings and emotions in all four examples that we just learned. Now let's understand the steps to convert a speech from direct to indirect in case of an exclamatory sentence. Step number 1 is to identify. In the identification process, we need to identify the subject, object, reporting verb, pronoun, tense, time denoting words, and exclamatory words. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. When the exclamatory sentence is created by using an exclamatory word only, then we need to check that word, and as per the feeling of the word,
Write the
we
feeling.
replace said or said to in the direct speech. If the words in the reported speech are wow, hooray, aha, ha, then said or said to gets converted to exclaimed with joy. If the words are what, good God, then said or said to converts to exclaimed with surprise. If the words are well done, here, then said or said to converts to exclaimed with applause. If the word is bravo, then the sentence structure is like this: applauded plus object plus saying. If the word is sorry, it gets converted to exclaimed with regret.
Regret.
If the word is poo, nonsense, then said or said to converts to exclaimed with contempt.
This is not in
O
your
gets
syllabus.
converted to exclaimed with surprise or sorrow. How gets converted to exclaimed with surprise or regret. Alas gets converted to exclaimed with sorrow or grief. Ah gets converted to exclaimed with sorrow, grief or joy. Do take a note that all the exclamatory words will be removed from the reported speech. In case where the whole sentence is in exclamatory form, we have to understand the feeling in the sentence, and based on that, we need to change the reporting verb as we just studied. For example, what a beautiful flower. Here we might use exclaimed with wonder. If we are not able to identify the feeling, we can simply use exclaimed.
Okay.
Let's look into the next step.
गॉट इट। यही मैं आपको समझाना चाहती थी। अगर सेंटेंस में पूरा सेंटेंस ही एक्सक्लेमेटरी फीलिंग को एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है, तो व्हेन यू हैव टू चेंज इट, यू जस्ट हैव टू फोकस ऑन द इंटेंशन ऑफ द फीलिंग। आप एक्सक्लेम्ड विद वंडर भी लिख सकते हो, या ही एक्सक्लेम्ड। जैसे आप अपनी बुक की फर्स्ट एग्जांपल देखो, द टूरिस्ट सेड व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल मॉन्यूमेंट द ताजमहल इज। then the answer will be the tourist exclaimed that the Taj Mahal was a beautiful monument. Okay, you can also write the tourist exclaimed with wonder that Taj Mahal was a beautiful monument. ये अगर आप दोनों लिखोगे तो दोनों राइट हैं। ओके, बट जहाँ पे पर्टिकुलर वर्ड यूज होता है वहाँ पे आपको रिप्लेसमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जैसे यू कैन फोकस ऑन द सेंटेंस थर्ड, ही सेड अलास शी हैज पास्ड अवे। alas को हमने चेंज किया, he said with sorrow, he exclaimed with sorrow, said is changed into exclaimed, he exclaimed with sorrow that she had passed away, then you have to write the feeling. Okay, ये आप ध्यान में रखोगे। I will send this video to you.
Step number 3, replacement of a comma and inverted comma with conjunction that. Step 4,
You know that.
change of pronoun. Pronoun will change as per this workflow. First person in the reported speech will be converted as per subject, second person as per object, and third person will remain unchanged. You can remember this with an acronym SON, that is sun.
Sun, this is acronym.
Step number 5, change of tense. Tense will change as per this workflow.
You know that. That means everything remains the same.
Step number 6, change of words denoting time.
You know that everything, the other changes that he is showing, you have already learned it previously, and it is also written on your book fourth part. Other rules remain the same as described earlier. वही बता रहा है जो मैंने already explain किया है आपको।
The time denoting words will be changed as per this workflow.
See, this you know, here, there, tomorrow, the next day, today, that day.
Step 7, convert an exclamatory sentence to assertive.
Assertive. This is the first point. You know.
We have to learn 3 important rules where the whole sentence is in exclamatory form.
Now see.
Number 1, if the sentence structure of the reported speech is how or what plus a or n plus adjective, we need to convert it into a or n plus very plus adjective. For example, what a lovely garden. It gets converted to a very lovely garden. If the sentence structure of reported speech is how or what plus a or n plus noun, it gets converted to a or n plus great or good plus noun. For example, what a place gets converted to a great place. And number 3, in case where subject and verb are not provided, we use words like it was. For example, what an opportunity. It gets converted to it was a great opportunity. Apart from that, we have to remove the exclamatory mark and put a full stop or period at the end of the sentence. Let's revise the 7th step again.
See now.
Step number 1 is identification. We need to identify the subject, object, reporting verb, pronoun, tense, time denoting words, and exclamatory words. Step number 2, change of reporting verb. The reporting verb will change as per this workflow. Step number 3, replacement of a comma and inverted comma with conjunction that. Step number 4, change of pronoun. The pronoun will change as per this workflow. Step number 5, change of tense. Tense will change as per this workflow. Step number 6, change of time denoting.
From step number 3rd to step number 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, apply to everything like questions, command and request, and exclamation. The rules remain the same, the basic rules that we have learned earlier. But in exclamation, only few changes are there, as you have noted very keenly. कि जब पूरा सेंटेंस when full sentence is in exclamation type of is combined in an exclamation type of word, then you have to exclaimed. You can only write exclaimed, and you can change the other rules that are already discussed. The sentence is okay, but if you will write exclaimed and then you will change it, then you will change exclaim with joy, exclaim with sorrow, that too is right. एंड बाकी जो रूल्स हैं वो सेम रहते हैं. जहाँ पे एक वर्ड ओनली सिंगल वर्ड है, वहाँ पे एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क एक वर्ड कवर कर रहा है, तो उसे यू हैव टू एक्सप्रेस द फीलिंग ऑफ दैट वर्ड. यू हैव लर्न द इंटरजेक्शन, एंड इंटरजेक्शन यू हैव लर्न ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द वर्ड्स.
Denoting words. Time denoting words will change as per this workflow. And step number 7, convert an exclamatory sentence to assertive.
Assertive.
Here we need to add appropriate words if required to complete the meaning of the sentence and replace exclamatory mark with a full stop or period.
Here you can focus on exclamation. Fourth part. Mohan said how foolish I was. Okay, and you can see यहाँ पे how लिखा हुआ है, तो वहाँ पे आपने जब उसको indirect speech में convert कर रहे हो, तो said how foolish I was, that means regretted. मोहन regretted that he was very. देखो very वहाँ पे ऊपर direct speech में नहीं है, but we have changed it into very. And same he is also telling us where there is how, what, a, and with adjective. Foolish is an adjective, then we generally use a very there. A very lovely garden, a very foolish person. How when a and an is used with noun, अगर noun है तो वहाँ पे great good से change हो जाएगा वो noun. A great place. Okay, and see first sentence also you can see the tourist said what a beautiful monument that the Taj Mahal is. The tourist exclaimed that the Taj Mahal was a very beautiful, because what है वहाँ पे, and beautiful is an adjective. ओके, जहाँ पे नाउन है वहाँ पे ज़्यादातर गुड या ग्रेट का यूज़ करना है अगर हम उसको इंटरेक्ट स्पीच में चेंज कर रहे हैं. और जहाँ पे एडजेक्टिव्स हैं, यू हैव टू चेंज इट विद वेरी. Most of the time you try to use very, and no subject and no verb. Where there is no subject and no verb, what an opportunity, it was a great opportunity. For example यहाँ पे दी गई है. Okay, yes.
Or period. A most important tip for you: if the direct speech is having a structure as subject plus reporting verb plus reported speech, then in the indirect speech the structure will be subject plus exclaimed with an appropriate word that we just saw plus that plus reported speech. Step 3 to 7 needs to be applied in the reported speech. If the direct speech is having a structure as subject plus reporting verb plus object plus reported speech, then in the indirect speech the structure will be subject plus exclaimed or a verb plus object plus that plus reported speech. Here the verb could be providing the sense or the meaning of the exclamatory sentence. Also, step 3 to 7 needs to be applied in the reported speech. Now we have learned the 7-step formula and an important structure. Let's understand the application of these steps with example. He said, "Hooray! I won the race." One is identify. Here, he is the subject. Said is the reporting verb. The pronoun is I. The sentence is in simple past and hooray is the exclamatory word. Step 2. Change of reporting verb. Here, hooray is the feeling of joy. So, we will be replacing said with exclaimed with joy. Remember that the word hooray will be removed. Step 3. Replacement of a comma and inverted.
Now I am coming back to you, and I am sending this video to you. So that you will be able to answer. Yes, Helene.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, the change of tense is not clear to me because tense is not clear to me.
Okay, then you have to just go through it, बेटा. एक चीज़ पे स्टक करके नहीं बैठो ना. Read the tenses. रीड द टेंसेस. टेंसेस आर सो इजी. प्रेजेंट यहाँ पे तो इसमें डायरेक्ट इंडायरेक्ट स्पीच में तो बिल्कुल डायरेक्ट है. सिंपल प्रेजेंट सिंपल पास्ट में चेंज हो जाता है. पास्ट प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूस पास्ट कंटिन्यूस में चेंज होगा. बिल्कुल सिंपल है. Okay, if you see it, it's too easy and too simple. But if you are not able to understand because your tenses are not clear, you just read
क्लास कर रही है दादी
take
को
a
बोलना
time.
फोन आ रहा था.
You utilize Monday, utilize Sunday.
Okay, ma'am.
Read your sentences. If you have a doubt, I will repeat tenses again. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat it. Aradhya, yes, what's your question? Yes, Aradhya.
मैम ग्रामर के आपने कहाँ पर भेजे हैं सारे जो लेसन्स के आंसर्स हैं?
Beta, today I am going to send direct indirect speech to you. Others, I will send it on Monday morning. तो आपको सारे मिल जाएंगे. बहुत कम है, ज़्यादा बड़े नहीं हैं. तो that, but try to change by your own efforts so that you will be able to have a confidence that you know the answer. Okay. Yes, Anvi.
मैम आपकी मुझे अच्छी तरह से आवाज नहीं आ रही.
बिकॉज नेटवर्क इशू की वजह से नहीं आ रही होगी बेटा, इस वजह से. और जब वीडियो शो होती है ना तो तब जेन्युइनली आवाज़ स्लो हो जाती है. ओके.
ओके मैम. मैम अभी भी नहीं आ रही मैम. लो लो आ रही है.
Okay. Whenever the video is shared and we enable the original sound, that's why there might be a problem that you are not able to hear me
ओके
out.
मैम.
Okay.
ओके
Don't
मैम.
worry.
अब आ गई.
Okay, अब आई ना?
यस मैम.
Because I have enabled the original sound, that's why you are not able to hear me up. Okay. Yes,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Diti, welcome. Yes, Diti.
I had a doubt in indirect speech, but it was clear in the video. And ma'am, your voice is not clear. Please disable the original sound.
I have disabled that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
now
now.
you are audible properly.
Okay, thank you. Now everything is clear with you. I think so. If you have any doubt, any problem, you just message me. I'm going to repeat tenses again. No worries. Don't. If you have any problem regarding any subject while revising, like science and English, you can call me up, and we will just try to. From Monday, we are going to have our regular tests. With that, you will be able to understand each and everything very clearly. Okay.
Ma'am.
And please prepare. I will today evening from today I will send you the timetable for your English test revision. Okay. So be prepared. Tomorrow we will complete our science revision, and further on we will go further on with other revisions too. We will continue our science revision once again. And tomorrow kindly learn the simple machines question answers. With that, we have finished our first revision of science. Okay. And from Monday or today evening, I will send you the timetable, revision test timetable for English. Okay. Okay, my dear children, have a nice day. Take care.
Excuse me,
Well,
ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, when there will be test of English, what we will do in science class?
We will again revise the whole lesson.
Okay,
Second
ma'am.
revision. Okay.
Okay.